another coffee chat. I thought I'd start another one by playing some guitar. What I just showed you was a riff that I wrote today, played to the best of my ability because while practicing that riff, I cut my finger open. Yeah. That riff involves a couple different things. It involves playing this chord. Also, I don't do a lot of finger style, so that's another thing that I was just working on. But then you have this bend up of just one note out of that chord. And then I bend up another note using the whammy bar. Just some interesting techniques. Steve Vai does it in a couple of his songs, just these weird whammy bar techniques. But then the next part of the riff has you playing this chord and then pulling this string and bending behind the nut to raise that up. And that's exactly how I cut my finger. People make jokes or whatever about guitar is literally torture because you're slicing your fingers open with steel strings. It's true. And then the last part of that riff has me using the whammy bar. I gotta get the pitch right. Doing this walking bass thing. And going up a chord progression while I hold the tune of the entire guitar down a whole step with the whammy bar. I have to do that little dive to... That helps me get my ear to where I need to be to start doing the... Oh, it sounds terrible with the Band-Aid on my finger. I've been doing a few things in my practice to work around that today. Like another riff that I'll show you right now. I just was messing around today and I had that in my head and decided I'd play it without using this finger. It helps with stretches and whatnot and finger independence, which very important, especially playing fast stuff. Doing this stuff to get around an injury reminded me of a Steve Vai song, Knapsack, which he made a video of. He just got shoulder surgery and hand surgery, and he wrote an entire song playing like this. It was super cool when I first saw it, and then when I first saw it, I just played along with it or improvised along with it with only one hand, which is a great exercise in legato and muting as much as you can with one hand. Other than that, album progress. I wrote 2 more songs this month in the matter of 2 weeks. I essentially wrote an acoustic pop song and the closing track of the album. I'll try to refer to them as that for this video to be clear as to what one I'm talking about. Both of the new songs happened in 2 days, and it was trying to write the one song and banging my head against the piano for a whole day, and then the next day I pick up the guitar and I just start playing chords. I can't play chords because of this. But that one, I just started strumming and started singing, and it just flew out onto the floor, and then I picked it up and put it together. The other song, the closing track, I came up with a riff on the guitar, and then I tried to get a chord progression underneath, and I heard this. This has been used in so many different things that we hear. We hear that, but I changed it up to have slightly different chords. I can't remember exactly what they are, but something like... And I think I play them closer together with inversions, but either way, it makes a really cool track. So, I just wanted to give an update on how the album's coming along. Listening to the closing track of the album and doing the solos for it, because I did a keyboard solo and a guitar solo, I had a realization while I was listening to it over and over again while I was working. And that realization is that I don't need to be any better at guitar in order to voice myself and to voice my emotions. It just happens. And I realized that improvising along with that song, but then going on my computer and improvising along with stuff like Steve Vai or John Petrucci and their songs and stuff that's kind of complicated, but that like just stuff pops out and it's emotional and it sounds beautiful. That was the realization, is I totally intend to be better and to continue practicing and to get a better command of my instrument, but I don't need to be any better in order to just voice myself on my instrument. And that was a super cool moment for me realizing that. I wanted to keep this coffee chat short since some of them are getting a little long. So that'll be it for today. Farewell and have a fabulous day.